you have low self-esteem. It communicates that you have no confidence about yourself. Now if you greet people the way I'm seeing some people, ni kama unatumbukiza vidole ndani ya chupa ya asali. And then you want somebody to greet you at the edge of your, either uko na madharau ama haujithamini. Good handshakes interlock. Can we try that? Okay. Now, good handshakes don't last too long. Not unless that is a friend you know for long. But first meeting, don't greet somebody until aanze kuvuruta mkono wake. Sasa amerealize umemshikilia haumwachili. When it is a stranger, you don't greet them. It is a journey of relating. Not unless the intention may be to connect at a relationship level. You want to break the walls. And it is the bigger one to break the walls, not the smaller one to break the walls. Is what I'm talking about? Wewe ukiwa mdogo ni vizuri aliye juu yako akusalimie. That one, it is him deciding to create an environment of friendship. But not you. You meet a stranger. Then you come, Pasi, and you don't know him. He will look at you weirdly. Are you okay? Pastor mentioned about boundaries. It means you're crossing the boundaries. Now when the hand stays for too long, it becomes bad. The hand should not be too tight. Don't squeeze somebody, but just be firm. Be what? Firm. Don't squeeze. There is a community that I have worked with, they squeeze the hand until you feel it, it comes out of, kama uko when mtu wa lotion unaweza kubambuliwa ngozi. You just have a firm handshake. If it is to shake, it is just little. Not, those are for friends, people who have a relationship. But for you, it's just firm. My name is Basil Mwakulomba. It is a pleasure meeting you. Let go. Now, you don't greet someone while you are looking at somebody else. Hiyo ni madharau. If I greet you, sir, Basil is my name. And what about you? Frederick. It's a pleasure meeting you. I should not look away. Inakaaje? Inakaa weird. Si ndio? Because some things we do hatu realize tunafanya. Nimekuwa nimewaangalia hapa. The way mtu anasalimia mtu. Tabia mbaya. We are here to practice. So that when we live here, we live with a skill. More of the people who have been close to me, when you greet me, sometimes I tell you repeat. Poor greeting. Repeat. Poor greeting. Repeat. And I teach you this because when you greet someone, they will perceive you either you are confident or you are not confident. Now whether inside you are not confident, that is for them to discover later. But for the impression you want to make about yourself is that I have something to offer. I am confident about who I am. Have your seats. Did you pick first lesson? Did you pick first lesson? Now, one bad manners in a relationship is when you speak to people and they don't answer back. Did you pick a lesson? Na usipoitikia ni Kiswahili Kizungu elewi, ni ujeuri uko nayo ama ni nini? Hata no is an answer. I am not an excitement preacher. Mimi hata ukiniambia pastor hiyo points kubaliana nayo niko sawa. Sijaelewa niko sawa. This is the session. This is your session. So what is not clear, always ask. Now we must appreciate we are in a context that you are coming from somewhere, and where you are coming from could create a limitation or a barrier for you. Now if you are not conscious of your own limitations while you are networking, you may network inappropriately. Are we together? The world you guys are living in is a global world. Therefore, you must continually confront some things which can be a limitation by the virtue of where you are coming from. And if you don't realize these things, when people meet you, they can be put away by the way you are behaving, because when I behave kama mtu wa ushago na hauko ushago. That's why Paul said to the Romans, I behave like a Roman. Now, in your generation, you must be quick to sense culture, quick to sense where you are, quick to sense who you are with, so that you can be able to adjust some mannerisms, which are not values. It's just the way you present things. It is not you changing. It is you just saying, I will not go hugging people, because the culture here, people don't hug. So if you go to an environment, and I'm thinking to myself, the environment where people don't hug, and then you go, you want to hug everyone. They wonder, what is wrong with this person? And the environments which people are always hugging, you don't want to hug because you don't want. But it may just be a quick hug, hi, hi, and people are happy and they have gone. So when you sense the culture is different, you become conscious on how you are behaving in a new environment without losing who you truly are. Now, confirmation of lesson number 1. Please greet your neighbor. Remind me your name, sir. Frederick. We'll use just an example. How does it feel when you stood up for someone to greet them, and the people you stood up to greet sat? We're going to learn. How does it feel? No, I'm saying, no, for the ones, wewe uliwasimamia ukawasalimia, na wao hawakusimama. Uliwaamua kuwaelewa. But wale ambao mnacheka, what is the, why have you laughed? Mnaona ni sawa? So you must be picking cues. When somebody stands, don't be quick to sit when they are greeting you while they are standing. It is always good. Relationship has to be equal. So when you all stand, there is no superiority or inferiority. So when you meet somebody greeting you while they have stood, stand. If they are your seniors, until they sit, that is when you sit. If they keep standing, hello sir, then you sit. In office communication, when you don't want somebody to stay in your office for long, you are trained to stand, so that you keep the meeting on a standing posture. Now, if you are young and inexperienced, you will find the boss has stood, and then you're the one, yes, I've come to see you, sir. You wait to be told sit. If you're not told sit, and the boss is standing, or the senior one is standing, stand with him until he is able to say sit. Then you can understand. He is telling you, we are okay. I have time for you. Because when you impose a network, you can repulse somebody. Yani umejilazimishia. One night I saw somebody requesting for a meeting. It was after kesha. Watu wamechoka, mtu ako na bidii, nataka tuonane saizi. And he was told by the senior person, can we talk tomorrow? I think it was after a service. No, tomorrow I don't have time. I realized when you behave that way, that person will not have time for you. they will know this thing, that you are selfish about your interest and you don't care about their life. And always in a relationship, you must be careful to present yourself well, not as somebody who is coming as a parasite. Pastor Sammy said that. And there are small things that you make your emergency an emergency to the network you want to connect. And you decide, leo lazima niongee na Pastor Basil. Na Pastor Basil anakuambia, by the way, I am rushing for a meeting. Can we talk tomorrow? Then you say, no, tomorrow I don't have time. That is unwise. That is unwise. You must be able to say, it is okay. When can we meet? Now, why are we training you about networking? Because networks influence a lot about life. Networks can change your life. Networks will provide you with opportunities. Networks will provide you with information. And that is why I never despise any network. When you're developing networks, develop as many as possible, because in your heart, you have learned the art of networking. Now, if you have not developed the simple art of networking, we'll do simple things today. Stand again. Leo tutahubiri pamoja. Greet just one person. Choose one person. I want you to make sure umemsalimia vizuri na tabia nzuri. Chagua mmoja. Ushachagua mtu wako? Aya, bado hatujaanza. Kila mtu ako na mtu wake. Who is yours? Who is yours? Sasa, do you have eyes behind your head? So, okay, 1, 2, 3. Greet one another, introduce yourself. Thank you. Stop. I was observing you. For me, I come as a teacher today. Some people, do I have my, sina handkerchief yangu hapa. Walikuwa wanasalimiana. How will you be perceived? I want to call, I'm challenging you, because I'm not a preacher who comes to preach and goes. I want to meet with you 2 years down the line and say, Pastor, ulinisaidia. I am where I am because of something you told me. That is why we do some things seriously. It's not a matter of finishing a program. I am so tired even to come here. But I know destiny calls for some people, for us to be here. So we must do it the right way. Some people, umesalimiwa, you are as cold as a stone in Antarctica. God has given us tools that can help us to network. Number 1 on your face is what? Tool. Say it, Grace. Smile. Don't greet someone aogope unataka kumkopa. Yaani umetokezea naona huyo ni shida, ameingia na shida. Whatever anataka kuniambia huyu, I have no interest, because the way your body language is causing a repulsion. Repeat exam. 1, 2, 3. Greet it your best. Wonderful improvement. Clap for yourself. Sit down. Sit down. We are moving somewhere, step by step. Step by step. Are you feeling, when somebody greeted you well with a nice handshake and smiled, how did you feel? How did you feel, my sister? How did you feel? Very good. Now, in networking, you must produce energy that shall be received by the other person. And when you release your energy, that energy will come back to you. That is why when you greet someone without a smile, they will respond without a smile. It is very difficult. You greet somebody, hello madam, nice meeting you, my name is Basil. When I smile, it will be very difficult. Not unless you have got inner issues. Ushaniona mimi ni suspect. I look like somebody who conned you some few years. Utanikasirikia. But if I sustain my composure and my greeting, most likely you will get back that which you have sowed. And that is why networking begins with an inner issue. And I want to speak about this briefly. You must be clear about who you are in the inside before you meet people in the outside. Now, because I want to challenge you, must network. It is something you must do. If I feel inferior, I must deal with my inferiority. And I tell myself, I have something. I am a good man. I am a good lady. I am a person who has something to offer. Pastor Sammy said that. And people don't need a lot of things. People need to feel nice in life. If your presence causes depression to people, your networking should be in Matangani only. Go and help people to cry. But if you want to build networks which can help you, you must decide, I have something to offer. And this one thing is, people around you will be okay that you came near them. But you will give them a smile. That is a great gift. Watu wengi sura ni ngumu. So mtu akisalimiwa vizuri, how are you? I feel a short state of happiness for that 1 minute. You have become a blessing to that person. But when you arrived, you gave joy. You gave respect. You made somebody feel they are important. By the fact that you just greeted them, the impact you left them with is that they felt, I want to see you again. Are we together? So sometimes you look at how much you have in your pocket. It is not as significant as what you can give to the heart of somebody. Now, networking is ensure that you feel nice, that I am going to network. Therefore, you prepare. That I am living a life of networking. We came here to network. I tell you the truth, when I got to work with the company I'm working in now many years ago, because of friends, somebody told me there is this job. Basil umeiona hii, kwa gazeti imeadvertisiwa. It was a network that told me about a job. And I applied for the job because I was told about it. Proverbs. I want to read a verse. 18:24. Proverbs 18:24. We are setting foundations. I was to talk about something heavy, but I'm not so sure if you are doctrinally grounded to discuss bonds. So let's do Proverbs 18:24. Let's read it together. 1, 2, go. Pause. For you to have friends, the Bible says you must do what? You must do what? Ask your neighbor, do you have friends? Now, when you have absence of friends, don't say people are bad. The formula is here. You yourself must be friendly. This is the word of God. That you choose to create an environment of friendship. Then, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Now, the entry point even to get that friend who sticks closer than a brother, enough times we say it is Jesus, but friends in life who are closer than our family members, who will give you money that your family members cannot give you because of a relationship you built by, number one, you choosing, I will be friendly. Tell your neighbor, from today, I'm going to be a friendly person. Your body language is bad. You have said, like, from today, I will be a murderer. The way you are, if I was a... When you communicate effectively, you must make sure if somebody is, what is it called, deaf, they can understand you, what you are saying with your mouth. Effective communication is to assume if somebody did not hear me, they can perceive what I am saying. You cannot say I am happy I am happy. Those two don't go together. These things have changed our lives. We are teaching you from a place whereby we have appreciated that some things just happen to you because you said hello to someone. And someone, you got interest because he who has friends must himself be friendly. So tell your neighbor, from today, I'll be friendly. Bado mnaanguka mtihani. Repeat. Mimi nakwambia sina haraka. Tunaweza kaa paka saa 9 ili tukimaliza you remember, hey, tuliteseka hapo. By the time we left, we became better people. So we are going to learn being friendly. And next point is that based on our personality, some personalities are naturally made by God, extroverted. They find joy in talking to people. Now that is an advantage. But I want to tell you, even with that advantage, there can be a disadvantage. Do you know that? People who talk too much, it is easy for them to behave friendly. Si ndio? Lakini wale ambao maumbile yao ni wapole na wakimya, it is hard. But sometimes they are the ones who make better friends than the noise makers. Because the law of relationship is that first impression matter. But then the law of sustaining relationship is how you behave after I have perceived you to be this way. If you drop the ball, then I hate you much more. Now you find our friendly nature must be exercised with respect and honor and wisdom and intelligence for us to be able to benefit from a relationship. Let me move to different approaches because I want to speak about how to be able to build networks. So, that point I was mentioning, when you are very talkative, you have an opportunity to easily connect with people fast. But you have an opportunity, the Bible says, in the multitude of words, sin wanteth there. Are we together? Wewe panganga zako zinaweza kupatia advantage people to feel nice about you. But hiyo panganga isipokuwa managed, it can be the reason why people don't like you. Kuna watu wamekaa friendly to many people, but behind their backs, people don't like them. They say, huyu mtu, mimi, anaongea mingi sana. Now, in an effective networking relationship, it is your ability to show concern about the other person that matters most. I repeat this statement. For you to network effectively, you have to be conscious that people will love to be given opportunities to be listened to more than to be told stuff throughout. So ukiwa mtu wa panganga nyingi, utaenda, by the way, umetoka Mombasa. Mombasa nilikuwa hapo 1985. Hiyo barabara zilikuwa mbaya. And prr. O jamaa alifeel nice the first 1-2 minutes. Then he begins feeling overwhelmed. Because the network becomes bad. You connected well at start, but you are not wise to ask questions. Now, for you to effectively network with people, you must learn to ask questions. Napata your point, eh? When you meet with somebody who is older than you, be wise that if there are many words you will speak, they will end with a question mark. Or there will be a question that you desire the person to tell you stuff about. Nice to meet you, sir. My name is Basil. I come from City Altar. How about you? You don't start, my name is Basil Mokolomba, I'm a pastor in City Altar. Actually, I came from Mombasa. I used to be in Mombasa, and I am now in Nairobi. I work in this place. And you go on and go on. And the person is quiet throughout. That is not a network. Network is when I can ask you, what's your name, sir? Frederick. Where do you come from, Frederick? Come again? Pakistan. Parklands. I was hearing Pakistan. And I was wondering, hey, you have come from far, my brother. Yes. Thank you. Have your seat. You said your name is? Frederick. So if you have not got it clearly, better ask than begin calling him Kennedy. Because it can be very offensive. I told you my name. That means you're not listening. Now the challenge when you want to talk too much is that you don't listen. In networking, listening skills will advantage you more than speaking skills. Let me repeat this statement. In networking, listening skills will advantage you more than speaking skills. You are able to remember. And I want to teach you a few things. You're going to practice. For me, I came for business to help somebody. When you live and you apply this skill, it will help you. So, introduce yourself again. Stand up. Introduce. Those who have just joined, welcome. My sister, welcome. So find a partner. Introduce yourself. You have got 30 seconds. Quickly. 1, 2, go. Okay, pause. Pause. When you greet someone, don't expect they will tell you their names. If you're the one who is gifted to be the one who goes first, introduce yourself and ask, may I know your name, please? It is not automatic somebody would want to know your name. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, go. The handshake has been too long, too long, too long, too long. If people are to look at you, they may think you guys are having a longer relationship. You don't know this person. I know you have begun knowing each other much more. You should not greet somebody for too long. Somebody who's a stranger, don't overstay your hand. Are we together? Some smiled, some did not smile again. You are going to learn to smile. One of my friends was telling us this statement. She is naturally inbuilt kuwa na sura ya kukasirika. Yeye ni maumbile yake tu amekaa stone face. But she realized that stone face is causing her more problems. And it was a lady. She was telling us in one training that she will be more smiling. She will teach herself to smile. So what I wanted to teach you is you must ask a question for you to get a response. Don't expect a response. Mtasalimiana, my name is Basil. Anyamazi. What? How do you go on from there? How do you go on from there? How do you go on from there? Eh? You ask a question. May I get to know you, please? What's your name? Because some of us will get beaten. You have gone out. Hi, my name is Philip. Then the person keeps quiet. You get into attention mode. But conversations are sustained by your ability to ask questions. So the next answer, if you want anything from somebody, it is for you to ask them the question, what's your name, sir? Are we together? Have your seat. So you cannot be able to influence conversations if you are not asking questions. Let me move quickly. One of the ways of building and establishing networks is desiring to serve your gifts to others. Young people, listen to me. Serve your gifts to others. It helps you to feel that you are adding value if you are serving others. Many people want to be served, but Jesus said we should desire to serve. When you serve, you may look like the one who is behind, but it is you who is getting closer. I have realized from scripture, mantles were not always guaranteed to sons. They were almost guaranteed to servants. Nimesema guaranteed. Lakini mmeelewa, eh? It is not a vocabulary, it is just the tongue has gone elsewhere. You will receive something if you are one who is always looking for opportunity to serve others. And this is my question: what do you have that you can be able to serve others? You must find that. Joseph had a gift of interpreting dreams. It was in his serving the people in prison with gift, with dream interpretation, that somebody realized Joseph is an interpreter of dreams. Now, this generation wants to have quick gains. Wanataka ukifanya kitu ulipwe saa hiyo hiyo. Yesterday I was talking to Grace and I was telling her, it was today morning, that what is visible is temporal, but what is invisible is permanent. Now you must desire to give yourself to receive that which is more permanent than the short-term gains. Si kama kizungu changu kiko kizito, tuko sawa, eh? Sometimes you want to serve people and you want them to pay you immediately. I would rather they say thank you and you tell them it is. Now I want to teach you something else. When somebody tells you thank you, how do you respond? Please tell your neighbor thank you and wait for them to respond. One to choose to say thank you, and one to wait to respond. How did they respond? Welcome, isn't it? A better way could be, it is my joy to serve you. It is my joy to serve you. How do you phrase this person having? You keep serving together. You keep serving. Wisdom is, if you understand that there are people above you, seek to serve them. Not for benefit, because words are invisible. When somebody says, God bless you, they are invisible. That means they are permanent. But when you are given 150 for carrying a box, kunaendaje sasa? Kunaendaje? Giving. Because when those words, people, they will remember the one. It is the nature that if somebody does you a favor, you feel obligated to do return. But if somebody, you touch their hearts, the network Joseph had built in the prison. And that is why networks can be made anywhere. Not only in church, not only in the workplace, even in prison. Joseph made a network. When this guy remembered one day, his response was, I have sinned. I have sinned because there was a man who served me and told me about my dream, and I forgot about him all these years. Oh King, I have sinned. I pray today when people will remember you, they will say, I have sinned for not remembering you. And they will speak for you in places because there was a debt of your service to them. Don't wait to be paid immediately. Some networks bear fruit 5 years down the line. I've told those whom I have known, who have known me some years back, 2018, I traveled to a foreign land and I met a network. This person was just nice to me and I reciprocated back. When they came to Kenya, I reciprocated, called them home, come, we had a meal. We became friends. I gave them, Pastor Sami said, give gifts, sow seeds, serve others. I gave my gift. It went. There's a time I was going for an interview. This person whom I had known, 2018, there was nothing that he was giving me. Every time we'll meet, he would give me a lot of advice. That was the most significant thing. He would ask me, what are you doing about progressing? Basil, you have got this potential. You are able to do this. He was senior in age, senior in ranking, senior in many things. When I was going through an interview of my current job, this man We were on very different time zones. Called me, I think, 3 times. We were doing like 1-hour calls of helping me to prepare for the interview. Telling me answer. And he tells me, you have answered badly. Change the answer. The power of... I can tell you, by the time I was going for this job, the interview, I was smoking. Nilikuwa nimeiva. I had done the interview 3 times. I had known the wrong way I am saying things. Because you can say things, but you are saying the right things in the wrong way. You need to have somebody to tell you have said it the wrong way. Say the same statement, change these words and use these words, and you communicate effectively. 2018, he came to speak to my life in 2023. He was so devoted. Paka, I am the one who was getting concerned. What do you have? You know the way somebody wants to help you so much. Mpaka una feel Buddha. Why are you so interested in helping me? Mtu amejitolea zaidi ya wewe vile umejitolea akusaidie. When you serve others, time will come when they will want to be a blessing to you. And when that time comes, they will give you more than what even you want. He gave me 30-something questions. Told me, this is exam. Go write answers for each one of them. I want to teach you principles for networks. That there are people will come in because of experience or know how much they're exposed. They can help you for your next phase. They may not give you money, but they may give you information. I am enjoying my job. I am taking care of my family and other people because I got that job. And it was a network that helped me intensely prepare for the interview. Point number whatever. Connect your human efforts of networking with God's sovereignty over your life. Every time you go to network, some people may look at you and not like you. Look at me, yes. Don't be afraid. You must learn to look at people. It is something you must learn. When you grow up, begin developing those skills. So practice with your pastor. This is safe space. Mwangalie tu hivi because he's standing in front. So sometimes some networking may not work. I want you to find peace and say, God, I will try again. If it doesn't work, tell the Lord, I thank you for your plan is sovereign. You had not destined us to connect with so and so. So that you don't find yourself to be bitter or lose confidence in the subsequent network. That your efforts may not always bear fruit. Psalms 127 verse 1. Unless the Lord builds a city, unless the Lord helps you to network, your efforts can be null and void. You can smile, you can have a warm handshake, but somebody just passes you like nothing. Network within yourself with the Lord and say, God, your plans over my life are superior. Probably this person, I'm not meant to know him today. That you find peace in what did not work by appreciating God's sovereignty over your life. Are we together? There was a network I desired to connect with. And I'm going to tell this person the story one day when we will finally meet, because I know if he lives and I still live, we will meet. This guy refused to pick my calls throughout. He never answered to my texts throughout. He only called me once. And he wanted to give me a job to go and do for him. He had heard what I don't know if he had read my message and he remembered, he kept them. Then I was doing some work in Mutomo deep in Kitui. This man calls me, finally. He calls me. A network I knew he could inspire my life, he could train me. Call and tell, Basil, how are you? I have never felt nice. That finally the network which I thought would really change and help me called. Are you able to do this? My answer was yes before they did. Tururu. Zinaenda zup, zikirudi zup. 2015. Now it is almost 10. Young man, because 10 years ago I was younger than I am today. Turned. What is the benefit of the network you are entering into? Get this clearly. You want to know Pastor Basil. Now, if you have clout which Pastor Basil carries, others may just be a value of, I don't know when we will meet rapport. Some networks would be you looking out first. Look for people above you to give you what is not visible. Are we together, sir? That your connection with the people above should be for the invisible that you cannot see. It's not because you are hungry, you want lunch, you become my friend. I will kick you away from my relationship as soon as possible. If you are coming as a parasite, nobody sees kupe kwa mwili wake, alafu aipapasi aseme, oh, it's looking beautiful. This tick is looking beautiful. What do you do to a tick on your body? You pluck it out and you kill it. And you throw it away. Now, if you network and you become a parasite, that somebody looks at you as somebody desiring to rob them off, they will kick you out. I need to move with speed, then you ask me questions. I said this just to say it in the right way. Build your inner confidence and self-knowledge. Know who you are, what you stand for. You get those points, eh? Know who you are. Don't network without knowing who you are. Because some people may tell you, let's drink alcohol. If you know you don't drink alcohol, that realization, you easily say, I don't drink alcohol. And you're comfortable. When you're comfortable in who you are, your identity and your values, you are not shaken by saying, I don't smoke. You don't need to explain. When your values are clear, you have no explanation for anyone. In networking, you must sustain your character while networking. Many people in the spirit of networking found themselves in environments which were risky. And because they were not clear in their identity, they lost who they are. Because they thought, people are drinking alcohol, I can drink also. But I want to challenge you. People will respect you for the values you stand for. And when you are networking and they see your values, they see who you are and your consistency in applying your values, they will learn to respect you, however small you are. Be clear on who you are and what you stand for. Next point, fight fear, be bold. Deny self-condemnation. Every one of us fears to talk to strangers. It is a fiery thing. But you must make yourself kujichoche. Tunasema jichoche. Yaani ukienda umeanza kusmile. Because every time you don't smile, you are using more energy to keep your face frowning. So if you feel tensed, smile. Somebody you're going to talk to them, mwanzie na mbali, una smile. By the time ukifika, I normally like your smile, Fred. That when I see you, I am looking forward for your greeting. Because you are already warming up. So overcome your fear. And just reach out. When they reject you, they have their problems. They're having a bad day, it is well. God help them. Do you get that attitude? When somebody rejects you, you don't say, oh, I'm looking, people don't like me. You just say, hey, God, I pray for them that the Lord help them. So that you do not self-condemn yourself. Then, I said this and I'm repeating this, desire to learn about others and desire to learn from others. In networking, ask questions. Hey, you have been in Nairobi for how long? Have you been in Nairobi? I've been in Nairobi for this. Which part of Nairobi do you like? When you ask more engaging questions, you will have conversations going on. So desire to learn. Which college are you in? I am in this college. What course are you doing? Wonderful. I had a friend in that place. Which year are you in? I'm in this year. How are you finding the mechanical engineering? I had a friend who was saying it is tough. How about you? Wow, you are a lady doing this course. Amazing. Be excited about the information about others. I move quickly. Be clear on the path you want to take and see who else is going there and talk to them. Networks ought to be strategic. And I know I'm going this way. Therefore, the people who are going there, I want to see them and talk to them. And I want to ask each one of you, do you know where you are going? Do you know who is there where you are going to? Now, networks is being strategic to map out, I am going to this place. Who is this person who has gone there? And I want to go and ask them, how did you get here? Mepata hiyo point, eh? Mnanisikiza kweli? Tuko pamoja wadada? Tafuta mtu ambaye amefika kule unakoenda. Umuulize, natafuta kadhaa, ulifikaje hapa? Wakupatie formula ili they will find value of sharing their story. The day I decided, one of my regrets in life is delayed consciousness of the people who God has placed in my life to help me. That they were there, but I was not there. I was with them, but I never was having the understanding enough to be able to know they are going where I am going. Or rather, they are washafika where I am going. To ask them, please help me. Now, the challenge of being a preacher from a young age is that you may be invited in spaces that are older than you. Then you can forget and think you're already there, but you are down there. Hiyo ugali inanukia wherever it is being cooked from. So when you know who is ahead of you, and this is my question for you, where do you see yourself? What are the 3 things that you think you could become? Who are the people who have become that? If you don't know them, make a prayer from today. God, help me to see the people who are ahead of me, and I can be able to go and network with them. And networking starts, hi, my name is so and so. May I get to know you, please? Now, one good principle, if you find somebody whom you are looking for, understand a few things about them, that you can appreciate them. I appreciate you. I heard you speak in Jam Tuesday. You said this. This really blessed my life. I would love to hear more about how you made it in this part of your life. Wow, I have desired to become a teacher, and I hear you are doing very well in the teaching industry. I have desired to become an engineer, and I realize you are doing well in the engineering industry. How did you navigate through challenges? My principle, I'll share with you because this is why you came. Before I meet anyone significant whom I want to reach out to, I write questions that I want to go and ask them. I prepare like 30 minutes thinking, what is this that I would want to hear from Pastor Basil if I'm going to sit with him? And I write, number 1, number 2, number 3. And the conversation goes on. I have my notebook there and my pen. I look at my questions. Amejibu bila mimi kumuuliza. I was so impressed by one elder some few months ago. I want to tell you because this is what we are doing ourselves. As your pastor, I'm doing this. There's an old man who was retiring from our organization. And I asked him, he's not an old man. If he hears me, he will say, ulinichomea sana. I asked him, could you give me a portion of your time to share your wisdom with me? The first time he told me, I'm not available. The second time we planned, He canceled the date. The third time we planned, he said there's an emergency has taken place. He was not available. The fourth time, when we met, I don't know if it is the fifth time, he had notes. He had written down for me. When I came, it was like a sermon to one. And I was so happy he delayed, that he was not ready, preparing to tell me the wisdom of his life. And he gave me 1 hour. His phone off, or rather put away, and mine began ringing. Now, important things to note. When you go to meet somebody greater than you, let your phone not make you dishonor the moment. That a phone comes, na an elder is talking, unaanza kuangalia. Then unamwambia, allow me just a minute. Niko kwa mkutano nitakupigia. I was about to use a very harsh word, but I am learning not to use it. That is not wise. Leave that phone to ring. Izime, if you are doing an apology, maybe apology, let me switch off my phone. And you give them the time that is due to them. Serious mentors do the same for those whom they are mentoring. Pastor Sammy said, the mentor must also respect the mentee. I have seen great people. I have heard stories of people who are very senior in Africa, and they have met with junior people, and their phone was put upside down, silent mode. And the one who was being mentored was telling me, I would see the phone blinking, but this man never checked his phone for the 1 hour he was with me. And I realized this is a man of honor. This man is a leader leading a global organization. But he honored the time. And that's why for me, I'll tell you, know the people you want. They are available. I went to reach out to one mentor. And she said, I am surprised you will find me worthy to be your mentor. It was a honor that I requested. Sometimes we say they are not there, but it could be a honor for somebody to be a blessing to you. And this person walked with me, did like 4 sessions of mentoring because I reached out by networking. Then Sami said, show genuine interest in people. Then leave a mark wherever you go. It helps you to network better. Choose to be remembered. Umekuja Jam Tuesday hapa, I mean in Destiny Life, how will we remember you? It's not in big things. The small things will connect networks. Then treat people well. Smile and be kind and be concerned. The don'ts in networking. Number 1, showing off repels people. Ukienda hapo unataka kujionyesha wewe ndio uko juu, it repels people. Don't talk too much about your successes while networking. Keep them to a minimal where need be. But always desire to know how other people are doing. It helps you to talk. And when they ask you, tell me about yourself also, that's when you have the window. Be careful not to overpraise yourself. Then, number 2, failing to talk. You've gone to meet someone and you are quiet the whole time. It is bad. You must challenge yourself, even if it is to ask your a question or to say back, wow, that's amazing. I really like that. It keeps the conversation going. So don't be quiet, sir. Anaongea. Flow with the conversation. Wow, I like that. That's so good. Those small things will help you to network better. And just be quiet. A whole conversation umenyamaza tu. Tofauti ya wewe na kiti ni nini? How smile, hauko moved. Talk in networking. Nowadays in your generation there are networking tables. People just do meetings in the professional world, that in the people in the industry decide, this evening we are having a meeting in this hotel. Tables are just round tables, no chairs. You go, you talk to anyone. You move from one table to another. Now, if you learn that discipline, you will be told about an opportunity. So, talk in those meetings. Number 4, or number 3, don't fake who you are not. Don't try to be an American and you come from Meru. Oh my God! Oh my God! I like that, you know, I like that. Can you have some water? And we know you are coming from. Don't be fake. Don't tell people lies about yourself. That, hey, you know, guys, I was in this university. When people discover you are a fake, they hate you with every hatred. Don't. You mentioned my name. Pastor Basil. Pastor Basil is my friend. We used to preach with him. Not I used to preach with him. Let they say, you are Pastor Basil, then you are a preacher. This man used to preach with him. Then they say, guest speaker, ingia preach. Just to impress somebody. Then a child comes there, mtoto, the person you're talking about, there, and you hang. And the small boy says, Daddy hajui. Don't say you can sing. If you're practicing to sing, just say, are we together, young people? Don't say you come from a rich family and you know you're not coming from a rich family. Just, if you don't like me for me, ole wako. Sometimes we hide our scars too much and we want to pretend to be stars. Don't struggle to be who they are not. Are we together? So be real. Tell your neighbor, be real. Mombasa na haujawahi kufika. All the Mombasa you have seen is a photo. Or asking very private questions. Do you have a boyfriend? Talk common things. Do you support haya maandamano? Keep it general, flow until if somebody opens self. Somebody tells you I have a family, about family. Some people have not hurt them. But when you just ask them, tell me more about your family, it is more general. If you're waiting for therapy, just say by there I've been. They will repel people. Are we together? It becomes general. Are we together? Aiming to intrude. How much do you earn? Repulsive to people. Then don't get into arguments in a need to convert people to your side of view while you are talking to people. Don't begin, I don't agree with you, and it is your first meeting. I don't agree with you. Let them say, I learned this and let me share this skill. And when you disagree with someone, appreciate their position. Wow, I appreciate what you have said. That's an interesting way of looking at it. Now let me share with you my perspective. I believe in this. Or tell me more about tell me more about what this means for you. Instead of trying to confront people and enter into an argument while you are relating with people. Don't get into arguments with the people when you are networking. Avoid arguments. They never end in a good relationship. You can disagree by saying, just tell me more. I stop there. Any question? If there are no questions, I have questions. So which way do we start? It's a conversation. Yes, Frederick.
Okay, my name is Frederick. Okay, good afternoon. My name is Frederick. Pleasure to have you, new friends. My question goes to, I'm a student at ZTech University, virtual learning, and ICS College, and I'm having some struggles finding my attachment. I think networking cannot be only for relationships, but let me now open myself up. Nimepata attachment, those sijapata. I'm in the process of communicating to some people. Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, the IT department, Kenyatta International Convention Center, KCC ICT department. Now a person just talked to me, asked me what I'm doing, just gave him my points, namwambia nafanya ZTech na software engineering, that is ZTech ICT ICS College. Sasa akaniuliza kama niko which year, nikamwambia nakuja kumalizia. So I wanted to ask about how should I approach that person to know more about the places that I'm going to do the attachment. Then another one told me about the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. Yeah.
So thank you. If I get your question correctly, how do you engage with somebody that you are looking for an attachment as you are networking? How do you communicate effectively? So I want to speak generally first. When you meet people, tell them about what you do in a respectful way. Tell them in the space you are in that I am about to finish campus, I'm looking for opportunities. You're not asking him to give an opportunity, you're just saying generally. If he has anything, he will tell you, but then this is going on in this place. That is one way. Generally, I'm in this space, in 3 months' time I'll be finishing campus. I have done 1, 2, 3. Any advice you have for me? I'll be looking for attachments. Any advice you can give me about this? I am not putting pressure on you to get me an attachment. I'm putting you at a space where if you have one, you can tell me. If you don't have, you can be able to guide me. Are we together? Number 2, if you know somebody specifically in a specific place, you can ask them. I'm looking for an attachment and my area of interest is in this place. How do I go about applying for an attachment? He can tell you, here we don't take. He can try to help and it doesn't happen. So your option remains open, that it may work, it may not work, but you have communicated. So in networking, don't become a burden to someone. Ya kwamba anasikia sasa akikuona ile attachment imefikaje. That one, somebody will run away from you. But if you are continually saying, by there, nime apply in this place, I'm still going on, would you review my CV? If it makes sense, can you check on my CV? Do you have time to check on my CV? I have reviewed people's CVs and I've sent it back to them so that when they apply for jobs, at least they got a review. So sometimes it is long term. Sometimes if it is specific, tell me I am interested in attachment in this place. Tell me more about this place. And they give you information for where you want to go. Or do you know anywhere in this place? Because networks sometimes is one network connecting to another that can help you to be able to get what you want. I hope I've tried to answer your question, Frederick. Thank you. You have a question, Grace, or you have a microphone? Let the microphone go around. A few minutes, then we take breakfast. Breakfast in Sudan, it is taken at after, it is not in the morning. Yes.
Hello, everyone. First of all, sorry for coming late. My name is Masidimba. I'm doing nutrition in MKU. I have a question, sir. The way we are seated here, that is the way forums are held, and we meet people of high influence. Like, for example, I'm doing nutrition. I meet a chief nutritionist. How do we interact with them without feeling like we are inferior and we are in the same space, but you are a bit higher in terms of experience, the levels, the knowledge you know? So how do we interact even as we speak? Because there are some things you'll speak I'm not aware of. So that thing of me feeling inferior and not being there. Thank you.
So let's settle this. There will always be people higher than you. Always. And it is good to network up, down, and laterally. So when the networking, you are talking to people who are higher than you, remember this: the value of you showing honor to them is your gift to them. Nanisikia? The fact that you acknowledge me as somebody who is ahead of you, you have gifted me your respect. That, wow, you introduce yourself as the chief nutritionist. That's quite exciting for me. I'm really excited to know more about you. You have given me honor that when you are asking for advice or for knowledge from me, the fact that you honored me. I told you there's one mentor who told me, thank you for considering me, that I could be your mentor. So the value you can add to someone is that you gave them a listening ear. You respected what they carried. And then you understand you are not equals. You are at different levels. When you forget who you are and you think, you use the word that feeling inferior. Inferiority is an issue of kudharaulika. But it is not inferior for you to know I am a pastor and I'm the one in charge here. It is not inferiority. Ukikaa hapo kunisikiza si madharau. Si ndio? So you are comfortable that the best gift you are giving Basil now is your concentration. That's a gift. If you begin sleeping here, that's a curse for me. Yani tu nione tu umeanza alafu umekaa in a very bad posture. What you are giving me is bad. I will remember you for the wrong things. That huyu ndio alikuwa analala niki-preach. But that honor you give to concentrate, you are taking notes on your phone, wherever, you are giving me eye contact, you are listening. I say do, you are doing with all your heart. That by itself is a gift. I may be older, senior in some issues, but you have respected me to see that I can add value to you. And that is a gift by itself. There are people, I said, they are too much wajuaji. You meet an expert, where hata hujamaliza campus, unataka kumpatia advice. That is foolishness. It is called superiority complex. You have a problem of superiority now. I cannot advise some people until they invite me to advise. You guys, the era you are living in, you are techno geniuses by the virtue of the years you are born. My kid knows my phone more than myself. He is a small boy. Nikikwama, nitamwambia nitafutie. It is his timing. Alizaliwa. Mimi nikizaliwa ilikuwa ni watu wanapiga mstari kwa telephone booth. You hear every conversation of people. And you can queue for long. Huyo mtu ameamua yuko na mpenzi wake. Anaendelea tu na story. Nyinyi mmepanga line. That is different. You guys, phones were with you. So there are things when you meet someone, it's okay. When you meet someone, they may ask you, by the way, which apps are now trending in our sector? And you can tell them, by the way, I learned about this. There's a new app in nutrition that is helping people in this place. Most likely the chief nutritionist does not know it by the virtue of their position. So when the direction, he asks you a question, you have an opportunity to say this and this. But you are not there to impress. You are there to connect with the person. I hope I've answered your question, Mercy. So be comfortable in... Another question, 2 more, then we finish. Okay, my questions are coming then. For me, I'll ask everyone a question. Are you ready now? We are in a training. Philip, uko sawa? What is the biggest takeaway you have got from this session so far? your biggest. Think, reflect. Umeipata? Tell your neighbor first. Tell the person next to you what you have received significantly today. One by one, don't talk together. There is an imbalance here. Can you do this and you do this so that Martin, wewe vumilia. Umeambia mtu kitu? You have got 2 minutes. You're going to learn communication. I am observing how you are behaving, and I'll give each one of you feedback.
Check.
Until I say stop. So keep the conversation going. Begin winding up. Make sure you end well. Don't stop until I've said stop. This is practice. We are networking. Okay, wind up. 30 seconds, finish. Okay, stop now. How did you finish? What were your last words in your conversation? What were your last words in the conversation?
Last one. You must not keep quiet on what you have. You must tell your friends so that you can be networked.
My question was, what is the last statement you made? It's a simple one. I want to teach you a simple thing. How should you close a conversation of networking? How do you finish your conversation? Finish it now. Finish your conversation in a good way. Ulikuwa na uko. Finish your conversation. Umemaliza? So what did you say last? That's what I've learned. Who finished? Who thinks their finishing was good? How did you finish yours? You finished by telling her, choose your friends wisely. How did you finish yours? Exactly. Can you finish it? What Mercy has said. How do you finish the conversation? 1, 2, go. It was nice talking to you. Thank you for your time. There are small things when you do them, they make somebody want to talk to you again. They can even ask you, when can we meet again? Because of the way you handled the communication and the way you valued. Remember I talked about valuing that somebody gave you their time. Learn to close conversations with, thank you, it was nice talking to you. Is tea coming down or is coming up? It is coming up. Okay. Quick questions. Use no microphone now. I think we can go offline. Thank you so much for those who are joining us through the media. We pray that you have improved your skills.